being sacked by Hull City in the Championship to fighting for Champions League places in France, Liam Rosenior is making his name, and he's making it in eastern France with Strasbourg. They currently sit 6th place. They are just 3 points off Monaco in 2nd place, losing just 2 games since the start of December. For today's video, I'll be taking a good look at Rosenior's managerial journey, the stats behind Strasbourg's success, their tactical setups, and how exciting they truly are. Let's go. So the London-born manager, as you may know, was previously a player. A left back, the 40-year-old shared a career amongst a host of clubs, most notably Fulham, Reading, Brighton, and who he later managed, Hull City. However, his coaching career began in the under-23s at Brighton before joining Derby County. He'd later become the caretaker manager at the Rams after Rooney left, but despite impressing in his short tenure, they had their eyes set on a different manager, Paul Warne. 2 months had passed by and then came knocking Hull City. His first season after joining in November, he solidified a mid-table finish. His second season, his side missed out on the playoffs by just 3 points. Now he did well at Hull City. He solidified their position and developed them into a real force. But it was believed that with the squad and signings he had available to him that year, he simply should have made the playoffs. So the Tigers fired the trigger, sacked, and I think you can see that was a pretty poor decision. But here he is, he landed the role to take charge of Chelsea's sister club Strasbourg. This season, they've slowly found their groove. Since December, they've hit the back of the net 33 times, winning 12 games, losing just 2, and keeping 9 clean sheets. And when you look at the squad, the average age is just 22.7. It's a team full of wonder kids. And if you look at the stats I've provided just here, you'll get a slight glimpse of the playstyle Rosenior has them playing. So let's delve into that a little bit now. Overall for Strasbourg, their shape and formation slightly differs depending on the opposition they play. It could be a 4-3-3, 3-4-3, 4-2-3-1. Rosenior makes tactical tweaks not only in preparation for encounters, but from the sidelines too. But the football they play is slightly similar to Maresca's, probably just a little bit more fun, a little bit more expansive. And I think that's down to the level, the style of the two managers, the exciting youth players Strasbourg has, and countless reasons. Rosenior's side aims to be possession dominant, a high energy pressing team, one that prioritises winning the ball back high and attacking as soon as possible, but also mixing patient, intricate build-up play from deep. They look to bait the press, consume numbers, and then attack with explosiveness. In a recent video with RTV Sport, Rosenior mentioned these quotes. If you ask any young person what they enjoy about football, it's having the ball. And if you haven't watched this video, then I would highly recommend. It's brilliant. But the quote supports the idea that he wants his players to have the ball, express themselves, but get the best out of them. So let's look tactically at how he does that, starting with the build-up. Throughout the season, this has altered. We have seen him use a consistent 4-2-4-like shape through all phases, a 3-3 build-up shape, but mostly a 3-2. Everyone uses a 3-2-5 shape, it seems. And so does Rosenior. Against Lyon in the first 45, he used this. The left back, Emegha, would push far wide, allowing the left midfielder to come inside narrowly, as the right back tucks into the back line. When building up, they often bring the goalkeeper into build-up, Petrovic, the man on loan from Chelsea. His ball-playing ability has improved massively, I have to say. He's still shaky when rushing out of his goal, but he's been brilliant this year. And by involving him with that passage of play, it gives you that extra man, either allowing Strasbourg to play through a team or consume an extra opposition number to match Strasbourg's extra man. Within this phase, you can see how they are so well coached. There's a calmness and trust within their play, real patience, but there's also a huge amount of technical ability within their core. Now if they are going to lose it, they won't be stubborn, they will hit it long. And their centre back and midfield are pretty good on the ball. André Santos, what a player. I've already done a video on him, he's brilliant. Recent January edition Valentin Barco has been impressing highly in midfield. He's played often in a pivot with Santos, but he's usually a left back, as we know. So Rosenior has recognised his technical ability, shifted the pivot further towards that left side, which allows Barco to progress the ball forwards more naturally, as opposed to the pivot positioning centrally. Now you may think, doesn't this just leave nobody on the right? Well, it sort of does, but Strasbourg actually progressed the ball brilliantly down that right side, which we'll get into later. But it means the right back has more space to operate with, often leading to the right midfielder or attacking midfielder having more space to drop into to receive the pass. The play is just all very intricate and brilliant to watch. It's not too slow to bore you, but it's got the right amount of patience. The centre-backs want to pass forward to the central players, but they don't mind passing side to side or backwards to the keeper if it means they'll have the chance to go forward soon. But if they can't, there's the tools to go long. They attack with runners, so those forward players will instantly look to drive forward, but their centre forward, emegha, is strong, quick, with hold-up play and ability to bring the ball down, so Strasbourg have the outlets to play short and to play long. Now once they progress into the middle third, it's normally the pass of Santos or the wide centre-backs that kick-start an attack. They combine in the wide spaces beautifully at times, as they share two main wide players who are both quick, athletic, but tricky dribblers that can cut inside and take on their man. And it's interesting that the tricky wide player comes from right midfield and left back. Monaco is basically a left winger at left back. But as I said, they progress the ball really nicely down the right side in particular. The right back finds the pass to the right midfielder every time, despite the distance between them. And when they do combine, they consume so many numbers, which isolates the opposing flank, which they attack with runners. But the play here remains quite similar to the build-up from deep, patient, short, with the options of going long via the runners and centre forward. When attacking the box, they overload it with numbers, making crossing the ball very inviting for the winger. The wide player is often supported by a midfield run, mostly into the half space. So down the left, Barco is very good in this area because, as we know, he's a left back. He's on his natural side. He likes to attack. So Barco, coming across, is natural and allows Strasbourg to overload this area with players who really excel in this space. However, that's their attacking game. It results in 1.7 goals per game. Let's take a look at them off the ball. This is where it gets interesting. Off the ball, they press high. And when they do so, it creates a very interesting image. You can see here they like to be intense, a nuisance. The press aims to force them backwards into a long ball or a risky pass. Numerically, they want to trap them, suffocate them with 2 to 3 players around them, or even 4, and make any pass a difficult one to execute. In this image, you can actually see Sarr, the centre back, press this high, which is absolutely insane. And why it's vital that this team recovers the distance fast, because it's quite risky and probably gets exposed on the bigger stage. Teams see this and immediately look to play over the top. But luckily for Strasbourg, they have a backline of speed, so this works. Once they transition that little bit deeper, it becomes a 5-4-1 or a 4-4-2. Rosenior has different options. He's flexible. There's different ways they can achieve this 5 though. This could be a midfielder like Andre Santos dropping into the back line, but against Lyon we saw Valentin Barco drop into left centre back next to the left back. This to me was interesting. On one hand, you have a natural left back here to help out and cover across defending the wide spaces, making it natural for him to defend those areas. On the other hand, I don't think against top quality opposition, Barco can do this. Physically, he's just not quite capable. But the 5-4-1 shape allows Strasbourg to drop so many blue shirts back defending in their own box, almost crowding it out. But it also allows them to double up in wide spaces and allows for those wing backs to leave the line of press with 4 players behind them. I really like the way Rosenior adapts his defensive shape and his way to achieve it. His press is very risky, but the athleticism of his squad is simply why he does it. It clearly gets results at this level, but mostly in their 5-4-1 shape, they sit in the half, track onto the runners and be ready to pounce intensely the second the ball drifts close. But overall, certainly one of the most exciting teams and projects in Europe at the moment. Their goals are brilliant. So many of their goals come from patient build-up play where every player touches the ball. It's a credit to the players and their high-level understanding, but also the high-level communication skills and coaching the manager provides. He deserves his flowers. He comes across exceptionally in the media, and as a manager himself, he's doing a great job, and I don't think he's ready for the big job quite yet. We've seen him linked to Spurs and a few teams, so I hope he stays at Strasbourg because there's a lot he can do there. But before I wrap up this video, just to show his brilliance and proactivity on the touchline, in the second half versus Lyon, he slightly altered the build-up from a 3-2-5 to a 3-3-4 in the middle third, essentially dropping the attacking midfielder deeper before he leaves and attacks further up the pitch. What I want to look at is Barco, who would drift out wide from midfield quite often in build-up, where he would find acres of space to operate, which led directly to a goal. Brilliant stuff. Thank you for watching today's video. If you did enjoy, make sure to smash a like and subscribe to the channel. How good of a manager do you think Liam Rosenior is? Will he get Champions League? Let's see at the end of the season. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.